Hey Pete, obviously I maybe should have typed this, but I thought I'll practice using the video software as I go, and I need to practice looking into the camera as well, which I don't do because I constantly look at the screen. But basically what I'm aiming to do via this is not embarrass anybody or ridicule anybody in particular. That's why I won't be naming names or anything like that. There is every chance people I know on Facebook might get one of their comments read out. I think you raise an interesting point. I think if I've understood correctly what you're saying, which is, do I inform someone that I might be reading one of their comments out or ask for their permission? This is a bit difficult because I think if I'm asking someone's permission to, can I read your comment out because it's incredibly stupid or very flawed logically, or it makes no sense in the scientific realm that you're claiming it does, or whatever it is. I think the overall answer is going to be no, you can't read my comment out, which will make some incredibly dull videos. So how I'm sort of compensating for that is I'm not going to read their name out. I don't want to embarrass them publicly. But I do want to raise a bit of an awareness about why I'm doing it. And it comes mostly from experience, I think. Not just my own, when I've observed other people make a comment. So, for example, one of the comments that I'm going to be bringing up in my first video I do is someone commented the other day, 2 days ago, saying, this is why I need equality. A man can carry a naked picture of a woman around with them, but if a woman walks out naked, she'll be arrested. This is true. I've got no qualms with what their statement is, except for one little point. And that little point is that you can reverse that. A woman can walk around with naked pictures of a man, and if a man goes out walking the streets naked, he will be arrested. So there isn't an equality battle here. I don't know what they're getting at with it. Now, if I asked that person who made that comment, can I read that out and point out the flaws in a video, they're probably going to say no. I'd be incredibly surprised if they said yes. And also, from seeing other people point out the error in this and other posts that particular person has made, they'll get blocked. Instead of being debated with or questioned or anything, there'll be a simple block, which really annoys me, because that destroys the discourse. Maybe the person commenting might have worded something badly, but they meant something very sincerely about equality, or to give other examples about, oh, this can instantly cure cancer, do this instead of getting help from a doctor, or something like that. They're potentially actually doing harm. They might mean it. I don't think there's any malicious intent in what they're doing or saying, but they might be deeply, deeply flawed. And it's very important in an open society to be able to point out that you're flawed. One of the big things I see people get the wrong end of the stick over with freedom of speech is, a lot of people, they know it applies to them. They know that they have the right to say what they like, as long as it's not hate speech or other things we could get into, but they know it's not applied to them. They can say what they feel. But as soon as they see someone dissent from what they're saying, as soon as they see someone say, well, hang on a second, I don't agree with that, what about this, or whatever, they can get funny about freedom of speech all of a sudden. I've seen people who advocate, one person in particular who used to be on my Facebook but has since blocked me, who used to talk about all the time that the soldiers go in and fight for our rights and our freedoms and things like that. And I think arguments can be made that that's not what they're doing all of the time. But if someone, and this was the example, if someone pointed out soldiers had done something wrong, there was something they did which they really shouldn't have, which was against the Geneva Convention, or just outright wrong. They it might have been an accident, but they blew up a school bus full of kids, or something like that. If someone points this out, they then contact Facebook. They want that account deleted. They want it blocked for offending the troops. So these people they're fighting for, they're arguing that the soldiers defend our freedoms, our rights, our free speech. But as soon as you say something negative, they want those rights taken away. That doesn't sound right to me. I'd like to be able to point it out. I think if I go out my way to ask permission, can I point this out that you said that? Universally, they're going to say no. I'll be amazed when they say yes. I don't mean to make this weekly thing as just a ridicule. I'd like to be able to discuss it, and there's going to be times I might very well be wrong, and I'm not going to hide from that. I might defend myself until proven otherwise, or demonstrated in one way or another. But I'd like the discourse, and the problem I find with an awful lot of people on my Facebook is that the last thing they want is the discourse. They want to make the statements, but they don't want anyone daring to criticise it. Or the blocks come in, or the contact Facebook to get this piece deleted, or whatever it is. That all starts kicking off. And I'd like to make a way where we don't have that happen all the time. And I think this is the way off the top of my head to do it. There might be other ways, and if there are, go for it. Tell me what they are, and I'll go for it. But yeah, it's difficult. I don't want to offend people. I don't want people being hurt by anything I say. So I'll take the utmost care not to mention their name, or, to be honest, give a hint at who they are. I'm gonna do my best as I can to say what their Facebook is saying word for word, so there will be people who'll be able to work out who I'm talking about, especially the person themselves, at which point I imagine I'll get deleted. And that's fine. But what I would rather is they open the discourse. So let's say I used one of your pieces you put up, and I don't know, let's just say you were saying pixie dust can regrow legs. Obviously that's a bit far-fetched, although some of the people on my Facebook it's not. And if I say, well, someone said on their Facebook this week that pixie dust can regrow legs, you shouldn't go to the doctor if you lose your leg, you should look around mushroom circles and find pixie dust, something like that. I'm going to point it out. I'm absolutely going to point it out. On the off chance you're right, and obviously I'm using a ridiculous statement here, but pixie dust can regrow legs. All you need to do to shut me up is demonstrate it. And even if you can't demonstrate it, but other people have done, send me that stuff. I will correct myself. I'm making that pledge right now. I will correct myself if you can demonstrate otherwise. But you have to be able to demonstrate otherwise. And I'll do my best to demonstrate while you're wrong. Open discourse, I encourage it massively. Sadly, it doesn't happen too much. I hope anyone I criticise, anyone I poke a bit of fun at, anyone who just say you're flat out wrong, can either be willing enough to go, actually, yeah, I'm wrong there. I understand why I'm wrong because of what you said, or this is why Simon is wrong. I'll throw all this stuff at him. It'll bury him in a horrible pixie dust death, and I will hold my hands up and say I was wrong there. It might be embarrassing for me to go, yeah, I'm absolutely flat out wrong. But if I'm wrong, I need to be pointed out I'm wrong, and I need to be able to accept it. Otherwise, I'm basically a useless member of society as far as I'm concerned. Um, I hope that covers it. If it doesn't cover what you've asked me there, please send it to me again, worded differently, or if the other questions have come up, please send them to me, and I will get at it before I make my first post. I think clearing the air of why I'm doing this, what's it for, what I'm aiming to achieve is very useful. So thank you very much. I hope that helps. As I say, if it doesn't, send something to me.